Hi traders, Chris from the research team here at Pepperstone. Now welcome to December, a month that's going to be laden with different event risks coming through. And as we start the new month, we've seen a bit of a grim picture coming through in the crypto scene, in the crypto ecosystem more broadly. And it's a sea of red coming through. We're seeing 6, 7, 8% moves to the downside coming through in some of the altcoins, some of the really high beta plays playing through. But it's Bitcoin and Ethereum that's getting the flow from clients there. And if we take Bitcoin as our central proxy here, we've seen a nice melt up in recent days up to 93,000. And then Saturday and Sunday, we saw 2 inside bars coming through. So the market was pretty unsure about what to do in that situation, which made sense. But now, as we broke through Sunday's lows of 90,498 in today's session, we have seen a really strong move to the downside where we got just below 87,000. We're just sort of oscillating around that figure at the moment. We saw a big move down in terms of leverage stop out, leverage long stop outs from sort of 90,000 down to 88,000. And if you look at the the chain that we've been seeing across the different websites that portray the derivative information, a lot of that flush out has taken place now coming through, which is probably why we're sort of moving sideways in this situation. But the price action on Bitcoin does look pretty heavy at this stage. Now, what we're also seeing is this idea that it has moved in in unison with some of the indices that we've been seeing across Asia. When the Nikkei futures opened at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we saw sellers pretty much from the outset. A lot of people preparing for Governor Ueda's speech. And what we've seen is a bit of a sell-off coming through in the Japanese government bond market as well as Ueda sort of guides the market to a higher probability that we're going to get a rate hike coming through at their next meeting in December. But that's certainly that way on the Nikkei has taken S&P and Nasdaq futures down, and it does seem fitting that we've seen Bitcoin and some of the cryptos following in suit in that situation as well. Now, if you look at the price action, what we've been seeing is we do see a continuation pattern playing through. You can see that sort of that bearish wedge playing through, the bearish pennant playing through, and that suggests that we are going to see a continuation to the downside. We have to obviously see how S&P and Nasdaq futures trade in the session ahead, and if we can see some stability playing through, then that might support some of the cryptos and Bitcoin going forward. But certainly we'll be looking to see how this trades, because this price action is not convincing at all, and it does feel like we could get a bit of a rerun back down to 84,000 in the short term. So we'll watch the positioning, we're going to watch the flush out, we're going to watch what happens in the ETF scene and some of the miners and treasury entity companies and those bits and pieces. But the price action at this stage is not particularly inspiring as we head into December. And good luck and trading with Pepperstone.